Hi, my name's Morgan, and this is the Zen of Svelte. Svelte is a JavaScript framework, but its philosophy and developer experience feel surprisingly Pythonic. In a post titled Why Svelte is Our Choice for a Large Web Project in 2020, Ryan Atkinson outlines why they chose Svelte. Svelte is easy to learn, its design philosophy shares much with the Zen of Python. The team values beginner friendliness, and the official tutorial is excellent and approachable. I agree, it's a great overview too. You should read it for a deeper analysis. But as someone who spends most of my day in Python, that statement in particular resonated with me. Svelte is easy to learn, fun to write, and great for making efficient websites. But let's focus a bit on the philosophy behind that and how that relates if you're like me and don't live on the front end. So for those who don't know it, the Zen of Python is sort of a list of guiding principles for Python. Beautiful is better than ugly, explicit is better than implicit, simple is better than complex, and so on. Readability counts. Quoting Python's creator, in reality, programming languages are how programmers express and communicate ideas, and the audience for those ideas is other programmers, not computers. And Svelte's creator, Rich Harris,
frameworks are not tools for organizing your code, they are tools for organizing your mind.
to take this one step further, Svelte is a fantastic resource for creative programming. If you like Jupyter notebooks, you'll love Svelte's REPL and tutorial. As a bonus, it provides real-time feedback and portability, so you can easily experiment and share your ideas. The other great thing with that is you don't have to master a front-end framework before you start making things. The more you learn JavaScript, the more you learn Svelte. The more you learn Svelte, the better you'll be at JavaScript. The Zen of just writing CSS on the Svelte blog gives a technical look behind this rationale, but my key takeaway is this quote. But at the end of the day, you have to know CSS anyway, love it or loathe it, you must at least learn it. So, if you can write HTML, you can write Svelte. Because of this, Svelte feels more like a template engine to someone like me than a beefy front-end framework. It helps you take data from wherever and put it on a web page. This does use tooling to add convenience, but it does it in a way that integrates naturally and gradually. It integrates with what you already know instead of trying to replace it. And a little goes a long way too. You can even use Svelte's preprocessor to just write JPUG CSS, SCSS, or even Markdown. Markdown that runs JavaScript in Svelte even. So if you use a template, you can use Svelte. In practice, Svelte does live in the front end world, and that's why it's so daunting for someone coming from the back end or from outside of web development entirely. But there are a few quick things I think we can note to help bridge the gap. Just go to svelte.dev/tutorial. It'll walk you through the basics in an interactive way, and it's a lot like it's interactive. So much like automate the boring stuff in Python helped people get their hands dirty and learn by experience, the tutorial is there built into the website to help with that. Svelte Master is a fantastic YouTube channel for learning Svelte in concise, digestible, bite-sized pieces. Additionally, there are many templates and tools. I'd start with Sapper template or Ratify. MadeWithSvelte.com highlights some components and tools you can use, as well as sites that use Svelte in production. So those are all things you can look at. There are things to learn, but if you have a backend that needs a front-end component, but you're mostly focused on the backend, Svelte's learning curve makes it much easier to bridge that gap. And it crosses a threshold where it creates a more flexible talent pipeline. So people from any sphere can contribute. For example, if you're an individual that just wants to get something up and running, if you're a small team that doesn't have dedicated front-end resources, or an open source project that lives mostly in the back-end world. So rockstar full stack developers need not apply. To recap, Python was made to make coding more accessible. Guido van Rossum said in an interview,
people whose day job has nothing to do with software development, but who need to use software to process their data can use Python to sort of make their data processing do exactly what they want to happen.
Speaking of how jQuery's ideal of write less, do more inspired him to create Svelte, Rich Harris said,
Because the best thing about jQuery was its inclusivity. jQuery said to people like me with no discernible programming skill, you too could be a part of this thing.
So, Svelte is Zen because it is for people who want to make things. You may be surprised by how familiar it feels. And it does take a bit to get started, but a little bit goes a very long way. And you can learn as you go.